boys and girls, we have ourselves a Beamer. I don't know what the hell happened. I'm not gonna get mad about it. But all we have, aside from Jay Rickenbacher's pickup, which I get to start putting back together, it looks like next week, maybe week after, I don't know. We're jammed up just trying to make sure we survive. Anyhow, in my pickup, we've got old muscle cars and, well, look. There's another Benz in the back. Muscle cars and importers, man. And European imports. There you go. It's no longer Smith Welding Restoration. It's muscle cars and European imports. That's what we do here. Okay, what I want to show you today, we got this gorgeous specimen of a BMW, all right? We have a pretty good hard hit. It buggered this all up. We're going to pull these two doors out. Let me get some lighting on the situation first. Alright, you can kind of see it now. So we're not interested in just filling that full Bondo and sculpting a new panel. We're going to pull that out as much as we can, get it back to its original shape, put a little bit of body filler. That's how we roll. Any serious professional, that's how it's done. Any serious hobbyist, that's how it's done. There's hacks out there, and I've been specifically paid to do hack work by request. The thing about hack work is it doesn't take any less time to do it. People think it does. Oh, just fill money. No, man. And we don't. We won't. We refuse that at this point in our careers. I'll check back and show you what's going on. Alright, glad to see you back with us. This is my little friend I like on these type of repairs because I actually have to hit the interior of this door panel to straighten this lip out. And I don't really want to get in here and repaint and do all that shit if I can help it. So a rubber mallet or soft face, nylon, neoprene, where I'm not chipping and messing up the paint, I'm better for it. It's not terrible, but it's definitely right here. Brought that back out. Now this actually, you can feel that lip under there. I'm going to try and knock that out from inside. See how we fare. Nope. All I'm going to do is leave scuffs everywhere. So when I'm doing it, I'm going to do this, I'll get a pry bar, and we'll pop this back out. I'm going to go grab a pry bar, I'll be right back. Alright, before we get too much further, I got a paint marker. I'm actually going to go around. We've got that dent there. Got a scratch there, there. I might be missing on some of these. Obviously, this whole thing here, there's a high and a low spot there. Now, next thing I want to make you very aware of, this is just cheap masking tape, okay? This isn't anything you're going to use to paint your car. This is just a carpenter's pry bar, okay? I'm going to use this end to pry out on this door, pull this door out. So, again, we're back in the same situation. You don't want to be scuffing up that paint in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this whole damn thing in masking tape to lessen the chances I chip the paint all the way down over the end. I'm not being neat or tidy about it. Wrinkles and shit and rips and whatever, we don't care. Get a couple, 3 good layers on there and make sure it covers all that exposed metal where you're going to be working. So then, Put this in here as your fulcrum. Okay, I got the inner structure, and it actually popped most of that dent out when I got that inner structure pushed back. When you're working dents, you're working backwards from the last damage made to the first damage made. Well, by a point of progression, this right here would have been the last thing, because this would have given, and then it would have pushed in, and then it would have pushed this in, right? Follow me so far? So we pushed that out before we did any hammering or any bullshit. I'd say 90% of that dent's gone. And a badass crease right here. I'm trying to kind of highlight some of our issues. This handle, it's actually pushed in a solid 1/8 inch. It's pushed in about an 1/8 inch perhaps. I'm gonna go and look at the other side of the door and make sure. You see we got some crushing up above where you can just barely see me on the top of the camera here with my hand. We got some crushing up above. I should be able to tap that high spot down and bring a lot of this out. We got this terrible high spot here. This is all dented in. That's the lip of your skin in your door frame. And then you've got this high spot here. This down through here is probably going to have me pulled out. In all, this is a progression of about a day's worth of fix-it, okay? This I'm going to end up painting and everything else, so I'm not worried about mussing up a painted surface, okay? This is one of my favorite hammers I have right now. I have cheap hammers right now, okay? I'll upgrade them one day. But to be honest, I can get just the precision out of this monster. But in a previous life, I was a carpenter for a long time. I swung a framing hammer every day, no less than an hour a day. Actually, in my hand, shit with a hammer. It became an extension of my arm. So we're gonna start up here so we can get some of this out. When I'm striking, when I hit it, it's firm. I don't let it bounce. I don't let it bounce and quiver. It's firm. But I'm pushing it along, like if the dent goes along this way, as I tap that ridge down, I'm going to push it along that dent, working the whole thing. I want a radius to tap this with. I can get my poly mallet and that would work, but it's all the way over there. One thing you really got to be careful with hammers when you're hammering on a panel is that this face isn't all jacked up. I actually file my faces down on my hammer quite often. So I'm going to come back when we get more of this knocked down. I'll kind of show you a little more closely.